I'm hopping out the back seat, I'm gonna be the driver. Switch it into high gear, cause this is gonna be my year. Up, down, don't slow down.
Okay, Roadies, a few things. Number one, we're gonna review the book momentarily. Yes. Well, the first 3 chapters at least. Secondly, I bought something today.
This was Lisa was not a part of this purchase, but she's been told that she has to participate on Sunday.
If you follow me on Instagram, you already know what this is. But I bought the Bean Boozled today. So, on Sunday, which you'll either see it, it'll probably Wednesday's video, since this week is our finals week.
Yeah.
So we can put it up on Wednesday. Right here. We're gonna do it. Wednesday's video. Be ready.
I'm less than excited, but we're gonna do it anyways.
Also, this book.
Okay.
So let's give the name of it one more time.
This book
Andy Mitchell, It Was Me All Along.
Yes.
We've read the first 3 chapters.
Yes.
You want to give your opinions first?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
For me, you know, it's starting out to be a really sad book. Basically you learn in chapter 1, she's reminiscent of a birthday cake that she's made every year since she could remember, this birthday cake, right? Well, she has good and bad memories of this cake. One, she describes it and it's like, you know, decadent and chocolate and it's amazing. But then another like really fond memory is the time that she finished the entire cake by herself, all but one sliver. And like how that made her, it was like, she was ashamed of it. So it takes you through chapter 1 and it kind of goes into the family a little bit of how food is really like the central the central thing in common with the whole the central thing in common with the whole family. Like the mom's a really good cook. And then it leads you into chapter 2, and in chapter 2 you learn that she has a really unhealthy relationship. Andy has a really unhealthy relationship, not only with food but with her family as well. You learn that her father is an alcoholic. And you learn that her mom works 3 jobs in order to keep the family afloat because the dad lost his job for professional purposes and whatnot. And basically you learn that food, whether with the dad, when she's with her dad, that he uses food to kind of, you know, once he's drunk and, you know, he's eating late and that's just kind of their bonding time to eat together. And it was never like healthy food. It was always, you know, incredibly unhealthy. And then the mom, you know, the mom is so busy that when she wouldn't be cooking, or, you know, if she took her with her on a job site because the mom cleaned houses, she would stop and get her, you know, fast food. And so that was like their way of kind of connecting and spending quality time together, was over unhealthy food. So you learn on both sides of the spectrum when it comes to her parents that it's just an unhealthy relationship with food. And then you learn the dad's alcoholism and, you know, the mom's basically intolerance for it. Really, she witnesses a lot of fights, the little girl does. And then chapter 2, you learn that there was one really, really big knockdown, drag out fight. And that's when later on you also learn that the dad actually passes away. And chapter 3 opens up, and it's just, it's hard to explain because you can just tell through her words like how depressed she was, and even I guess sometimes is when she just reflects on, like, I imagine writing this book was really, really hard for her because it took her back to such like dark places that, you know, no child should ever have to go through. She even says in the book that she actually hated her mom because her mom allowed her to see her dad's rage. Like, her mom never like removed her from the situation, and she also has an older brother too, but he was fit and active and, you know, never, like, he always kept busy and was outside the house. You really don't hear much about him. But that's basically the first three chapters so far. Oh, and then you learn in chapter 3 that she was at age 14, right at her 8th grade physical, she learns that from a medical professional that if she stays on the track that she's at, she will be over 300 pounds by the time she's 25, which is, you know, a harsh reality for her. And so she ends up looking into like not a support group, but like she becomes part of this study. And so that's kind of where it lets off for chapter 3.
Well, in your opinion so far?
My opinion so far, you know, I'm hoping that like it gets a bit more positive. But I mean, it's a really dark book. Like you can tell that as she was like, because it's so descriptive, and like the way she wrote it is like you can almost feel what she's feeling, and that like when she says that, you know, she's shamed and, you know, she's just disgusted with herself, and like, you know, you can actually through her words you can really feel like, you know, how someone could feel that way, you know. And she writes such like vivid manner. You know,
that would be my like. I'm not gonna go through what the 3 chapters are about because Lisa just did it.
Yeah.
But I think that would be my critique as well. Like she does write it in such a vivid way. Like, especially when she's talking about her dad being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
You know, like I can visualize. You know exactly what she's talking about. And just on the opposite side of the spectrum, like I'm not. You know, like I think if we were more active, we definitely would be in better shape.
Right.
Thus far, you know what I mean? Like where we are at today.
Right.
Because the relationship she has with food, I understand it, but I can't relate to it. Because like how she's talking about how she loves this cake and it's everything, and like I can eat a piece of cake maybe like once a month and I'm good with it. You know what I mean? But it's just like I think we relate to it differently. I'm not saying that it's, you know, better or worse. I'm just saying that it's just different.
More so than the cake, though, you can really see, like, she really does a good job illustrating of how she used food as, like, a crutch to kind of get through her childhood.
Right. And another way that, like, I understand we are completely blessed with our family. 100% guaranteed blessed. So I couldn't relate to her with the dad being an alcoholic and, you know, and the mom working 3 jobs and not being there. But I think it's just a good book to read if you're trying to get a perspective of somebody else. You know what I mean? Because every single one of us are on our separate journeys, and it's just kind of interesting to read somebody else's journey and to see how they started and where they ended up now. You know what I mean? Because I know that she lost the weight.
Right. That's what I was going to say. What I'm excited to read is to get into that portion of the book of how she did it. Like, what was really, you know, her final straw.
Right.
You know, I'm curious to see how her father's death is really going to play into her journey.
Right.
I want to see how her mother and the mother and daughter relationship is after the father's death, because I know that was a big strain.
A lot of things to come.
So a lot of things to come. I'm excited to continue reading it.
If you have not started the book club with us, it's Andy Mitchell. It was me all along. Yeah. We read the first 3 chapters this week. Next Friday, we'll have read the next 3 chapters. So if you haven't read the book yet, read the first 6 chapters and catch up with us by next week.
Mm-hmm. Overall, I mean, I would suggest it.
Definitely.
I think if you're on any type of journey, whether it's weight loss, whether, you know, I mean, I think even if you are not on a weight loss, if you have someone in your family who suffers from alcoholism, you know, you can relate to her on that level.
And just anything, you know, I mean, like you guys know, the struggles of weight loss is a day-to-day struggle. You know what I mean? It isn't like we do good this month and then, okay, we don't need to struggle with it no more. Every single day is a struggle.
She even says, because there's a small part where she's eating the cake and it's her current birthday, and she's reflecting back to, she's like, you know, my worst fear is that I'm going to eat this whole cake and slip back into old habits and, you know, gain the weight again.
I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but isn't that like I think that's one of my worst fears too, is like to lose all the weight but here's the thing, the way we're doing it this time, it's like, I'm not going to say it's going to be harder to fall into old habits, because the habits are always there. Right. Even now, the habits are always there.
Right.
But I think that it's going to make it, quote unquote, easier to try and keep it off after we've been successful, because we're let's see. No. Here's the thing. Like, if you're, like, let's say, for example, and if you're on this program, I'm not dissing it, I'm just saying this is my opinion. Mm-hmm. If you're on a program like Nutrisystem, right, where they supply the food for you, you go, you pick up the meals, you eat the meals, they give you lose weight, everybody wins, right? But the second you get off of Nutrisystem, if you haven't really learned about nutrition and portion control and moderation and everything like that, I think, in just my opinion, it's going to be easier to gain the weight back, because you have not taught yourself what's good and what's bad and what you should have and what you shouldn't have, kind of thing.
Because in chapter 3, it mentions of the study that she's a part of and this new diet. She started a diet for the first time ever in her life. And then it goes on to say, within like 2 or 3 paragraphs, that she had, eaten 3, later that evening when she was by herself and, with her own emotions, she had eaten like 3 Little Debbie cakes, and like she'd slipped back into,
Because it's so easy. Look, I'm going to be the first one to say, and roadies, if you've been a roadie for more than a day, And if you've been trying to lose weight, For me personally, if I start off the day and like I do great, right? Like I worked out and I had a healthy breakfast, and let's say around 2 o'clock I decide, you know what, I really want an Oreo, right? If I have that one Oreo, I can tell you, as I sit here right now, in my mind, which I know is not right, I know it's not the way you should do it, but I tell myself, day's done. I had an Oreo. I'm going to eat whatever I want now for dinner. And then one meal leads into 2 meals, leads into a week. You know what I mean? And before long, you're so far downhill. It's so far to get back up and catch it again.
Right.
Go ahead.
I will say that in chapter 1, when she was talking about the cake and the party and all that, she did say that basically it'd be unrealistic to never have that cake again.
Right.
It'd be unrealistic to say, okay, I lost this weight, so now I'm never going to have anything that I used to have, that old me used to have. She goes, that's so unrealistic. You're setting yourself basically up to failure. And she said, because you would crave that. You would be, when you're a part of that lifestyle for so many years,
right,
you would fall. Those are habits. And I'm not saying that they're the best habits, because obviously they're not.
Right.
But still, you can't deprive basically she was saying you can't deprive yourself. And that's because she had said, what if I had never had that cake again? And then she said, well, no, I'm going to make it, but I'm only, I'm going to take a piece for myself, and then I'm going to give the rest away, which is what she did.
Oh, yeah, right.
So, I guess it's just like, it's interesting to see someone's journey of how they made it work for them, because everybody's journey is different. Your journey's different, my journey's different, your journey's different. We might be on, striving for the same goal, but how we're going to get there is all going to be completely different.
Right. By the way, just so you know, I did read the 3 chapters too, but Lisa's comprehension is way better than mine is. So, sometimes if Lisa says something and I'm like, oh yeah, because, I don't remember it like Lisa does. Lisa can tell you word for word almost.
Yeah.
Now, if this would be about algebra, I could... These dogs.
Sorry.
These dogs. A little much at times.
A little much.
But okay. So that was our opinion of the first 3 chapters. Tune in next Friday. We'll tell you the next 3 chapters. I would suggest
it, though. It's a good read. It's a little...
I hope it gets a little more...
I hope it gets more positive soon.
Yeah. It says, read this book because it offers wonderful lessons for healthy living, being kind to yourself, and finding balance.
Oh, yeah. She talks about that, too. Finding the balance.
Read it because it's heartbreakingly honest and endearingly educational. Just read it. That's from Allison Sweeney from The Biggest Loser. I definitely agree. I think that it's definitely heartbreaking honest.
You know what's interesting, though? Is sorry, I know we're at 13 minutes.
But
how you said, her relationship with food is different than ours. Her relationship with her family is different than ours. But in that same sense,
we're gonna go even deeper in this. Okay. Yes, I think that in ways hers is different than ours. Mm-hmm. But I think in ways it's very similar too. Mm-hmm. Because, for example, I love Italian food. Mm-hmm. Right? I love Italian food. Mm-hmm. You put a plate of spaghetti in front of me, it's going down. Okay?
I'm yelling timber.
And here's the thing, I have no quitting sense when it comes to pasta. I don't. I will be full. I will be so full I can't even move, and I could still go back and get more pasta.
Which is why we don't have it.
We really don't have it that often. No, but it's just because I don't know what it is, the taste or whatever. Yeah. What food for you is that kind of food? What food can you just eat until I can eat pasta as sad as this is. I can eat pasta till I'm sick.
What food? What food would you say is my food?
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah, I guess.
Lisa don't like, and see, I think it's kind of starchy stuff for me too. But when it comes to pasta,
and see, I'm not a sweet either. Y'all know, I really am not that big of a fan of chocolate.
She doesn't, which I don't even understand.
People don't understand. I like Reese cups every now and again.
No, I don't get it.
Chocolate ice cream or like I'm not a fan. I've never have been.
No, I don't understand it. It's
so
weird.
I'm not into like the candy. I'm not into really snack food. My biggest problem I would honestly say is portion control. Like I don't eat was not eating the proper portions. You know, my plate would be full of food, whereas it wouldn't be a balanced meal. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't be like
vegetables.
My mashed potatoes and gravy pile was bigger than my meat pile. Put it that way.
And the vegetable pile.
And the vegetable pile. You know what I mean?
My bad, Roadies.
So that's what I would say I'm learning like right now. Hi, sir. These dogs. Like,
wait, let's go. Jack.
Hi. Say hi, Roadies. Come here, King.
Here comes his brother.
Here, King.
Look at his brother.
Oh, come here. Say hi.
Say hi to the Roadies.
Say hi.
You can say hi. Excuse me. Why are you wet? What did you do? Oh God. Okay, we must go take them inside.
So yeah, but I will say that I agree with you. Like this time around, I think that I'm just in a different headspace.
And I think your name is Kara. You asked how we're doing on weight loss, and I'm not gonna lie. You know what? Like right after surgery, I was really focused and like, you know, all mind on losing weight. And then somewhere around like the end of February, beginning of March, I could feel myself going back into
mid-March.
Going back into quote-unquote old habits. And I'm not even saying like we would eat like we used to do, because still we don't eat fast food.
Yeah, no.
But just like, you know, eating more portion than what we're supposed to.
And late.
Eating a little later, not working out as much.
Really, really bad.
Yeah. Not working out as much as we should. That's what I'm talking about, old habits, you know? And so I can say that, you know, definitely. But I think this time around, especially with my one little kidney, I gotta behave, you know what I mean? I gotta do this now more than ever. Which leads me to my next topic. I know this video is almost 17 minutes. So, I was going to include clips, which obviously you did not see because you're already this far in this video.
Mm-hmm.
But tomorrow afternoon, we will make it go live at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
We have a big announcement. We filmed it this morning. Oh my God, these dogs.
Boys, get over here. Sorry. Okay,
so
Jack,
tomorrow's video, because we won't go grocery shopping in the morning, so I won't be able to get the food haul up until like the afternoon or Sunday. But tomorrow, 2 p.m., I'm going to edit it tonight to make sure that it goes live. 2 p.m. Eastern time, we will make this video live.
Yes.
It is a huge announcement.
I would say probably the biggest announcement we've ever made on our channel.
Probably.
I would say so.
Probably. And we are excited. And no, Lisa's not pregnant. And
why do we always have to clear that up? I'm not, by the way. Please don't start that rumor, because I'm not.
But yeah, so tune in tomorrow for that. And Roadies, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. We had a great day today, and you'll see more about the reason why tomorrow. But we had a great day. Isn't that? Why are you wet? Where are you getting water from? I must go. Roadies, we will see you guys tomorrow. Say it with us. Today I can do anything. Say it, believe it, achieve it, Roadies.
One more. Grab the book.
Say, why are you wet and you're getting it on me? Oh, jeez. Hold on.
Roadies, one more time. Here's the book. It Was Me All Along by Andy Mitchell. Check it out. It's a memoir. Check it out if you have not already. We are reading this book. This is the book that we are reading right now. I've already said that. And yeah, read it with us. It's our own little book club.
Went up on you, my bad.
Was I in frame?
Yeah, you were, I think. Enough. Roadies. This is what this dog does, Roadies. Does anybody know why a dog does this?
Get your tail. Get it.
Don't tell him to get it.
Get it.
Now he's not going to do it.
Now you're not going to do it. Really? King or Jack. Get it.
He'll go in circles for hours.
And now he's not going to do it just because we told him we talking about him.
Roadies, we love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. If you don't tune in over the weekend, we'll see you next week. We will be here. Guess when, Roadies? Mañana.
Bye.
2 p.m. Eastern Standard. Big announcement. Tune in. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
You have